if we think about prompts, we really want to understand, unlike keywords, when people are plugging like 3 to 4 words, 2 to 4 words in Google, best agencies in Israel, right? Or best website agencies, or best bank in Israel, right? Very generic keywords, very, I would say, high-level, vague keywords. We are actually going to get to a very context-aware and very conversational-like prompts, right? It's like people are not even going to search that in Google. They're going to search, I don't know, top phrases for traffic, right? And this is an example of how do we take like a keyword, which is not really a good example. Let's take this one. If I'm going to search for best CMS 2025, the prompt for that would be which CMS scales for SaaS startups, right? Because I'm going to chat with ChatGPT and ask it as a messy human being. I'm not going to go to any one of you, right? I'm not going to go to my friends and say, hi, David, best CMS 2025, right? David will say, what do you want, right? But I'm going to ask David, hey, David, do you know which CMS are best for my startup as of now? What are the latest tech CMSs, blah, 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 blah. Right? So we need to start understanding how do we switch from keywords to prompts. And later in the session, we'll talk about how do we monitor those prompts, right? Now, first of all, when I saw that a lot of you have a lot SEO experience. So when doing keyword research, we go to some specific like go-tos, right? So Google Ad Planner is one. SEMrush is a good way to do keyword research. SEMrush, Ahrefs, whatever you like, right? Everyone has their own favorite. We use Google as people also asked, right? And we use our common sense, of course. And then we use like what works for us in the paid campaigns, and we use what we see in Google Search Console. And then based on that, we optimize keywords. We define the keyword clusters, the list of keywords that we want to optimize for. And based on those keywords, we start doing SEO. Now, when we are talking about GEO, about optimizing for ChatGPT, we don't have any tool as of now to really understand what people are asking. There are no tools for that unless I'm missing something. So what we need to do is first we need to take the keywords and we need to understand, okay, if this is what people are searching in Google, they're not asking a question, they usually search a keyword in Google. So if those are the keywords they're searching in Google, what could potentially be the prompts they're going to put in ChatGPT? And this is like an exercise that you all need to do before you're trying to optimize for ChatGPT, because if you don't know which prompts you're optimizing for, how would you optimize, right? Now, a good technique to also get people to also understand what people are asking is, especially if you are in B2B, you can use your sales transcript or anything like that to understand what people are asking your sales representative, right? Maybe your customer success, what people are asking for, so you can then understand what do you want to optimize for. Because if people are asking a human being something, they would probably going to use the same or similar question when chatting with ChatGPT. Now, another way to do it is you can scrape Reddit or Slack communities or Quora or wherever your audience is to try and understand what people are asking, right? When you see a Reddit question, you don't see someone posting on Reddit, best CMS 2025 as a question. You see them asking a full long question. Hey, I'm a founder of blah, 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 blah. I'm doing this and this and this. Which CMS would you recommend to me? And then from that information, you need to translate that into the prompt. Okay? So we understand, okay, from traditional keywords, we need to translate, we need to like move to conversational prompts, like natural language questions and instructions that users are going to ask AI assistants. And then based on that, I would suggest to, like we're doing with keywords and measuring that as clusters, right? Now, there are different aspects of questions that we want to optimize for. So we have questions that are more of like that we want to rank for. This is like a questions about products, best products, top products, which blah 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 should I check or review or something like that. This is where we want to rank our brand. And then there's a more, I would say, middle of the funnel, top of the funnel type of questions where people are asking specifically about your brand. And this is more around the brand sentiment. So how do I get ChatGPT to not only mention me, but have a positive outcome when people are inquiring about my brand? Is Airfleet a good agency to work with? Is blah, blah, blah a good solution for? What are people saying about X, right? And this is when we are talking about the brand sentiment. Now, on top of these two, we also want to make sure within our prompt research that we are checking also our competitors, because we all know that SEO and now GEO is basically how to be better than your competition, right? It's like, how do I appear before my competitor? That's our main goal. So people will go to my brand instead of the competitor brand. It's not it's not just for education of our clients, because we already know that they are not going to visit our website now. So we need to benchmark our competition and to make sure that we are on top. And then after that, yes, monitor the citations. And this is something big that Ofri is going to talk about, so I'm not going to talk about that. I want to show you a quick tool, a very, very simple tool I created with AI, so you can all do it, but I can also share this one. It's a very basic concept for when I have a keyword research, right? Let's say this is a keyword research. It's not really, but just as a concept. I have the clusters and I have my questions, right? So for AI marketing tools, this is a very broad one. Best AI tools, AI copywriting tools, I don't know. This is not a real keyword research, as I mentioned. Let's say if this was a CRM, best CRM for startups, affordable CRM, lightweight CRM, whatever. This is generated by AI, so that's why it's a bit weird. But the concept is then I want to translate those keywords into prompts, right? So I've created a small script. Basically, what it does, it goes using ChatGPT and try to convert these keywords into potential questions people will ask. Okay, so and it's also going to measure the intent, right? So for example, if I add best AI tools, so questions would be, what are the best AI marketing tools available today, right? How do AI copywriting tools work? And as a SEO experts, we can think about these as a very, very long tail keywords. But technically, this is how people ask questions. They're not asking questions like this. Okay, they're not going and typing. No one is going to type in ChatGPT programmatic SEO. They are going to do it in Google for some odd reason. I don't know why. We used to search like that in Google, but we are not used to chat like that with ChatGPT, right? People are going to ChatGPT and say hi, right? But they're doing that. Okay?
Please. There was, I think, an article that Sam Altman said how much the cost of please for
Please.
ChatGPT.
It's crazy, but people use ChatGPT as their, I don't know, friend, colleague, trust expert, but they are chatting with it as it were a human being. It's like, hi, can you recommend me? It's like, of course it can. It's a bot, right? But people are still using that natural language. So we want to optimize for that natural language if we want to be there. And when I say we want to optimize for, is when I'm now going to Google, I don't know, what is the best CRM for startups, right? I'm going to open an incognito mode, so it won't know me, right? And I'm going to ask it. Okay, so first of all, for me, what's crucial here is there are no links. There are no links. So I get a list of the best, as ChatGPT mentioned, right? The best CRMs with their pros and cons. I didn't ask for pros and cons, but it decided to give me the pros and cons, right? And now what do? Right? So I can ask it, hey, can you give me links or something like that? Most of the time, what people will do is just copy and paste that and go this, right? And then it's funny, but Monday sponsored, right? But let's assume I'm educated enough and I'm going to click on HubSpot. HubSpot now are going to see brand organic traffic. I didn't get that from searching HubSpot just because like ChatGPT was the attribution, was the source, right? So what I want to say is, first, you need to understand what your users are, or how your users are searching or querying, or what type of questions they're asking ChatGPT, so you can actually try and optimize for that. And by the way, it's just for like curiosity, let's just do best CRM for startups. So check it out. Sponsored, right? Okay, no HubSpot here. Air Overviews actually, for now, agreed with ChatGPT and gave me HubSpot CRM as the answer, right? And here I do get a link. Okay, I don't know which link it is. This one is. Let's click. Zendesk. So HubSpot is actually the second one. So the SEO of HubSpot is affecting, but you can also see Zendesk, TechRadar, and Lark. This works the same in ChatGPT, and again, Ofri will get to that, so I don't want to avoid it. But it's interesting to see. So HubSpot, Pipedrive, Zoho, Fresh Sales versus HubSpot, Zoho, Pipedrive. Okay, pretty much the same concept. So you can now understand that without translating our keywords to prompts, it's going to be very hard for us to actually optimize for SEO.